Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing with the Fanhome Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord build. We're continuing with issues 5 and 6, which should complete our head for the saber-toothed tiger. So let's get down to assembly. Did I say 5 and 6? I meant 6 and 7. Issue 6 to begin with. We are step 3 of the head assembly. So initially let's take our screws out. We've only got 2 different screws this time, that'll make it easy to follow. Not to lose them. The real interesting part when this is assembled is whether the yellow plastic and the die-cast metal actually match in colour. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that the original head's yellow plastic and metal don't match. Now Fanhome were supposedly fixing this, and we're going to replace them for the monthly ones. So anyway, we need our headpiece from the previous issue. Take the eyes, and we take one of our PWM screws. So that will just clip on like that. Take my screwdriver. Then should just screw into place. There we go. Then we need the earpiece, which has fallen out and moved to one side. So if you saw the previous video, you know that this just plugs into the corner here, but you kind of want something which is firm but isn't going to scratch it, so you can push it into place. That's in as far as it's going to go, I believe. Then we need this piece, and you line this in very much the same way as the other side, and that 3 screw ports just line up nicely. Take our PWM screws. I'm going to screw in the back one first. Makes it so much easier. In. There we go. Okay, that's in. Then we need the other side. One and two. There we go. Then we want to take our battery compartment from the last issue, take our circuit board for the LED, and with the circuit board facing up, place that on the cover, lining up the holes with the screw ports. Take the two of the PWB screws, and screw it into position if you can. Come on. And go. Then the battery cable should come up and plug into here. Should do. There we go, and plugs in like that. Then need our side of the head from the previous issue, and you should find that this cable slides up through the hole. And this should then line up with these 2 points. I'll line up the 2 pegs here. Should just plug into position like so, and then this will wire will bend over and plug into place. That should hold in position. Then we need our jaw section, and the bottom of the jaw just comes in and clips over the top point of the lower jaw, like so, where the black piece acting as the back of the mouth. That just slides and clips into place like so. And then very last bit is 2 rubber washers will connect either side of here. And there we have issue 6 done. We'll now move straight on to issue 7 in order to get this build complete, or this section of the build. This is one of the trickier parts of the build because you need some super glue to glue the various chrome bits into place. What I found the first time I did this was the chrome didn't like sticking with super glue, and the best thing to do was actually get a little bit of sandpaper and sand the sections you were going to glue down, just so that there was the so initially we can take our screws, get our black ones, we got 2 washers, The static on these is insane. So the first thing is to take the back of the neck and the rubber stopper and place that into position. And with the dome section facing inwards, that just slides into place like so. And then want our nose. Our nose will then just place in like that, and take the other side of the head and just align everything and clip them into place. So this is just a case of getting everything lined up in position. Then finagling it into place. Let's get the nose back. Then keeping a firm grasp on that, we want our 2 KB screws, and it will be just a case of screwing this together. There we have that screwed into place. So, the washers come away. To line up properly. So, using that's better. And there we go. So it should look like that. Now we can get this screwed back into place. There we go, that holds that into place. Then we want the top cover. This will clip on the back here and slot into place like so. We want 2 of the PWM screws to hold this in place. And I'm a complete idiot and I've missed quite a big key section here. And that I was supposed to put the jaw in and I completely forgot. Try that again. There we go. That's now screwed in. These appear to be screwed in nicely. Draw hinges open without issue. And it's just as loose on that one, so there's nothing wrong with that. Well, I don't want to say it's Okay, so now we place the top of the head on and that just clips into place, and there will be 2 screws to formally hold it in place. And make sure these are nice and tight so everything's pushed down and aligned correctly. So that's nice and tight and aligned. I think the yellows align better on this one, and what they seem to have done is kept the yellow plastic the same as it was, but they've given the metal a much darker coat. While it's still not 100% perfect in its blend, it's definitely a lot better than it was. I don't think you would ever get the colours matching 100%, just because painting yellow and plastic yellow always differ. So it's definitely a lot better than it was. I'm glad that Fanhome have definitely made those changes, and once it's on a shelf it certainly won't be noticeable in terms of colour differences. Moving on, it wants us to clip the crest into place and move on to the tusks. What I'm actually going to do before that is I'm going to charge this up, and I'm going to make sure the batteries work before we fully assemble, because if I have to replace the battery or anything, I'll actually be able to disassemble it at this stage. So we'll be back once this has charged. So we're back, so you can see here the batteries are charged and working. The lighting sequence is the exact same as we saw from the Megazord head, and I'd imagine all the others are going to be the same. It's 10 through 12 for the saber-toothed tiger, and 1 through 3 if we're going to, once everything's combined. As always, to actually turn it off and on, you need to press that, otherwise it just goes into a standby mode. There we go. So now we can continue with this. So first up is putting the crest in, and that goes with the yellow part face, the sort of curved part facing down, and that just clips in like so. We then need to take our tusks, and these will need to be clipped here on and super glued. So tusks will go that side and that side. Now, as I found last time, the chrome one of them hasn't been chromed quite as much as the other one, which is fine because all of this bit's hidden. The only thing I am going to do is I'm just going to put some sandpaper across part of the cover. Same on this one. this will hopefully allow the glue to adhere just a little bit better. So I use plastic pots so things don't get ruined. I've got some super glue here. Just want the smallest amounts to adhere to it. So this one right here, and you want the tusk, the curve when it's facing up, facing outward. So it is like so. I'm just going to press and hold it for a second to allow the glue to adhere to each side, and that has seemed to have worked nicely. So that's one. Then this will be two. This one won't adhere as much. Let's try that again. There we go. As I did that one into place, and that will just go there. I do wish they'd found a better way to assemble these bits without the need of super glue, but it is what it is. You get two rubber washers, and they just need to clasp in there, and same this one. Then we need to take our metal rod, okay, and this will connect into one of them. So there are curves on the, so these can align it properly, like so, and so. Then that lines up like so, and that will just through like that. It's almost like this is a little bit too. There we go. Oh, that's what I'm going with. I forgot bloody screw. I was wondering why I was having trouble with that. It's because I forgot the screw. Not doing well this afternoon. There we go. Screw that into place, supposedly. It's gone right through. Try that again. Okay. Washer. There we go. Now that should just slide on through. Our other tooth should connect like so. They're lined up nice and correctly. And that just goes. There we go. You're going to want to make sure these are tightened as much as possible, because we're going to have to glue again, so you're not going to be able to tighten these up afterwards. There it is. Those are as tight as they will go. So keep turning the lights on. Now we need our covers. These just clip over, but again they have to be glued. So you need to be very careful, make sure you don't put any glue anywhere where it could spill over and stop the teeth from moving. Then that's going to be the same on the other side. There we go, and they can still move freely, that's good. So it'll take a bit for those to dry, but that is those bits done. Next and finally for this issue or part is our teeth, which are these four very small bits here. And I've already lost one. There it is. Whew. Now these are marked with right and left. And I think the best way to do this is put a little bit of glue in a little disposable pot and then glue these in. So the bigger ones will go at the top, like so. Like so, with the curvature inwards. There we go, and then the two bottom ones. So these aren't marked, so they can go either side. Fortunately, I don't have a spare pair of tweezers at the moment that would have worked with these. That's essentially what you're better off having, is a pair of tweezers if you can. So, there we go. There we go. And there we have issues or parts 6 and 7 complete. And that also officially completes our saber-tooth tiger head. Teeth move. The touched up yellow is definitely a vast improvement over the previous one. Again, my only real gripe with this one is the need for super glue. It is just so annoying and fiddly, and I really do feel that a better way should have been found to secure those. But there we have it. Then finally, to round out the video, we can take a look at this week in Power Rangers. So episode 6 was Food Fight, a ferocious appetite, and introduced Pudgy Pig, probably one of the most infamous villains of the first series and maybe all of Power Ranger history. Issue 7 is Big Sisters. Finster makes a chunky chicken. Our chunky chicken and our interesting facts for these issues were this is the first for Food Fighters. This was the first episode in Power Ranger history in which none of the Zords were intervened. Then and 2 episode images from the Ranger series were used: Run, Prince of Eggs, and No More Monkeys. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the continued build. Until next time, stay safe and may the power protect you.